Hi guys, DesMari here. Welcome to my channel and my first ever YouTube video. I am so excited for this journey. Before we start, just a disclaimer, I'm so sorry for my fish tank in the background. If you hear it throughout this whole video, I apologize. Today I'm going to show you guys how you can cheat the tiny living system and have all the perks of living in a micro home without being restricted to 32 tiles. So let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, you're going to want to place down some sort of room, because obviously you need at least 4 tiles for a tiny home. So personally, I like mapping out where I'm going to put the bathroom first, and I also place down a little entry area across from it just to make roofing easier later on. You're going to grab your wall tool and start connecting walls to your rooms however you want. It really doesn't matter. So once you've connected all of those walls, you may notice that you probably have gone over 32 tiles. It's no biggie. All you're going to do is grab the sledgehammer tool, delete a wall, and delete the floor. It's that simple. That's all there is to it. Then you're going to select the wall tool again, place down a wall, anywhere on the grid, doesn't matter, and you're going to hover over it, select it, and just move it to where we initially deleted the wall. And that's the basis for this little sheet. That's all there is to it. So at this point, you can customize the house shape a little bit more to however you want it. I personally made this house a little bit bigger, and I also added a couple of bump outs just to give it some more character and not have it look so boxy. If you use the room tool, you do the same thing that we did earlier. You're just gonna place down your room, delete the wall, delete the floor, and you get those tiles back. So at this point, there's technically no floor that you can see, but all you're going to do is grab a floor of your choosing and just place it down over the grassy area as I did. I've play tested this tons of times. My Sims never get affected by seasons when I do this, and the same thing goes for the roofing, since there's technically no ceiling, but the seasons still don't affect it. So we're going to get started with roofing, and the trick for this is that you want your house to be, like the shape of the house, you want it to be pretty symmetrical, so that you don't have too many roof pieces, or so that you don't have like all this clipping and stuff like that. You just want it to flow, basically. I don't know. For the parts that don't technically have a grid on the top, all you're gonna do is grab your roof piece and you're gonna snap it to where there is a grid, because if not, it's gonna snap to the ground. So right here you can see that it's not snapping to the that little area. So all I did was put it to where the grid is, and then I moved it with the arrows to where I needed it to be. Here I'm just placing some different color and some trim, and then we're gonna get on with the exterior of the house. Bam, there it is. Moving on to the floor plan, it's the same idea as earlier, except you're not going to make a complete room. You can see that I do it in a few seconds. I did that and it totally messed up the tile count. So what I did was I undid that, and then I just placed down a wall and moved it to where I needed it to be, and I did the same thing for another room. You can do this for the whole floor plan without it counting as tiles. Personally, I like open floor plans, so for this house, it has 2 rooms, a bathroom, and an open plan for the kitchen and living room. I felt like this house needed a little something in front, so since we had so many tiles left, I elevated the house. By doing this though, you're creating sunken rooms, so you're kind of a bit limited because then you have to rely on that tile counter. So sunken rooms are pretty neat actually. I really like how they look. All you're gonna do to do this, since the house is already raised and part of it is above the ground, you're just gonna grab your foundation pieces and fit them to wherever you want them to be. So I put them in the front entrance. In the interior, I made like a hallway with them, and then I added stairs so the Sims can access like the kitchen and living area. And you do the same things for the rooms as well. So here you can see that I'm gonna grab my foundation piece and just place it in this area to make a sort of hallway so that the Sims can access that lower level. And as you can see right now, since we added that foundation piece, our tile count went up. So you kind of have to pick and choose like the number of tiles to use, but you can obviously find tiles in spaces that you don't need. Like I took some from the front. Eventually I will take some from those pillars in the front. Yeah. So all you're doing is grabbing a foundation piece and just measuring it to where you need it to be and placing it down where you want it. I changed this middle hallway so many times. In the end, I just went with what I had for it when I first placed it right now. So as you see it right now, that's how it's gonna be in the end, but during the rest of the video you might see that it changes a couple times, and that's fine. So I realized here that I still needed foundation pieces for the rooms, but I didn't have enough tiles left because I really wanted it to be a micro home so I could still get all the benefits of a micro home. So I made that hallway on the inside, as you can see, even smaller, and I took some foundation pieces and placed them down. I expanded the house a little bit just so the rooms can be roomier, as I mentioned earlier, and also because adding that piece of foundation actually made the room smaller, since you need that space, at least one tile for the Sims to be able to access the area, since you still need to add stairs and stuff like that. There was some glitching as you saw, but as soon as I put down the flooring, it went away. And there you have it. So at this point, I'm just trying to figure out what to do with that middle hallway, because I cannot stand when I'm playing and there's like a one tile long hallway and the Sims are having trouble getting around another Sim in that hallway, or they're like running into each other like a phantom or something. And I'm trying to figure out where I can find other tiles when I realize that I have those two pillars in the front that I can use those tiles from. So at this point, I'm just deleting the floor, deleting the wall, deleting the floor, deleting the wall, and just placing down with the room tool another wall and moving it to where I deleted those previous walls. And that alone gave me 4 extra tiles to work with, which is really great because, like I said, I hate one tile long hallways. So right here I'm gonna expand the hallway. I'm gonna move the stairs just so they don't get deleted, and I'm gonna expand the hallway and it goes back to literally the way that I originally had it. And there you have it. This is a micro home since we stayed under the 32 tiles. So I think if we didn't do all that extraness, it would probably be considered a small house. But since we did, you get all the benefits of living in a micro home, which is honestly so great for gameplay. I love it. I went ahead and furnished the home off camera, so I'll add screenshots at the end. But yeah, this is the completed home. I hope you guys like it. You guys can download it off the gallery under the hashtag DesMariSims, or you guys can look up my origin ID is DMFlores4. Let me know in the comments what other videos or builds you'd like me to do. I'm really open to anything. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.